Frieza has a power level of 120 million. And just to put into perspective how crazy his power is, he had to regress himself into lower forms basically to, keep his power under control so he wouldn't go berserk. And this is Frieza's true form. It took someone like Goku 25 years, to be exact his whole life at this point, to reach Frieza's level. He had to train with King Kai, train in 100 times gravity, and get a Zenkai. To be exact, Goku got multiple Zenkais on his way to Planet Namek due to, pushing himself to near death while he was training in 100 times gravity. And then he also almost dies against Ginyu, pushing him to new heights. And yet this is only the tip of the iceberg. Goku's current power is only enough to match the suppressed Frieza. Yet Goku's power level at this point is 3 million. Yet he's barely able to make this nigga dust off after being attacked. Something only his father and his mother was able to do to him back in the day. Then when Frieza decides to actually use half of his true power, Goku stands literally zero chance. Even with the Kaioken times 10 and the Kaioken times 20, he can't even put more than a scratch on Frieza. He even proceeds to go on to survive a Genki Dama. And despite being up against a legendary Super Saiyan, Frieza still goes the distance with Goku. Sure, there was a clear gap in power, but it's clear as day that Frieza was able to put up a good fight against even a legendary Super Saiyan. As you know, Frieza's power level was 120 million while Goku's was 150 million. And what if I told you that all this power that Frieza displayed was something that he had from the very beginning? As soon as my boy came out the womb, he was this strong. He's never had to actually train or do anything strenuous to get stronger. At least not into Dragon Ball Super, that is. I just want you to understand the power that Goku obtained after 25 years of training and becoming Super Saiyan, Frieza had from the very day he was born. Just think about that. And despite, all the training Goku's done, him defeating Buu, and Frieza not even knowing that he's also fought Beerus, he still thinks in 4 months he can surpass everything Goku's ever accomplished. Even Goku himself has to admit in their fight that Frieza is literally, just built different. Frieza, after doing way less strenuous training for 4 months, can surpass a Goku who just learned how to use God Chi and even ascended to a new God form. And the only reason Frieza lost here is because he didn't take the time out to learn how to regulate the power of this form. Goku even had to admit himself that if Frieza actually took the time out to learn how to use this form properly, that he would have been the one on the ground right now instead of Frieza. The only thing that held Frieza back was his hastiness. He clearly proved that his power was superior to Goku's in their fight. Now moving on to the TOP, despite being stuck in hell for 2 years, he's still able to go extreme depth with a much stronger Goku. And all it took was Frieza doing consistent image and mental training for 2 years to get this strong. And to additionally give Frieza a way to properly regulate his ki so he doesn't run out of stamina quickly in his golden form. Mind you, in between all this time, Goku and Vegeta have obviously been consistently training with Whis and had to fight against Universe 6 and go up against a powerhouse like Hit, and also go up against someone like Fuse Zamasu, someone stronger than anyone they had faced to that point. Mind you, Goku was someone who needed to use Perfected Super Saiyan Blue against Zamasu to even match him, and even at one point Vegeta was needed to combat Zamasu as well. So while Goku and Vegeta had to go through strenuous training with Whis and fight life and death battles to grow stronger, all Frieza literally had to do was some mental training and he was able to stay on par with them, which easily just speaks volumes to Frieza's crazy potential. Now imagine if he was able to do physical training alongside his mental training. Someone like Jiren literally would have been a fucking gnat on the wall that he would have to just squash with one little pluck. And if you think about it, Super Saiyan Blue and Golden Frieza actually consume a lot of energy, so they're pretty similar in that way. And we saw how much trouble Goku and Vegeta had to go through to perfect Super Saiyan Blue. On the other hand, Golden Frieza was perfected just by doing some mental training for 2 years. Then would literally have Frieza be able to go into his golden form and withstand a huge beating from Broly for a whole hour straight. Mind you, Broly was someone that forced Goku and Vegeta to fuse and even go into Super Saiyan Blue to have to defeat. While Goku and Vegeta on the other hand literally had to run away and teleport to Piccolo, and when they got there they immediately fell out of their blue forms. Literally after the beating he took, he literally looks unscathed right here. We know he was getting whooped for sure, but you feel me, he looks like he's not really affected that much. And then we have Frieza right here being stopped by Gogeta at the very end. This isn't really important right now, but it's going to be important later, so we're going to come back to this. Moving on to present day events, we have my boy Black Frieza. Black Frieza, a form that was born through 10 years of rigorous training in the room of Spirit and Time. We see he's able to one-shot Gas, someone who was just previously giving Goku and Vegeta a lot of trouble. If you know how the wish works for Gas, the moment anyone surpasses him, he ages rapidly to make up for the power difference and thus making him the strongest again. And in response to Frieza being stronger than Gas's body started to rapidly age to compensate for the power difference, but the power difference between Frieza and Gas is so great that his body eventually just falls apart and he turns into a skeleton. Essentially meaning no matter how many more years Gas may have lived, he would have never been able to actually reach Frieza's current power level. And then right after, he proceeds to also one-shot Goku and Vegeta, leading Goku and Vegeta having to go on a whole 2-year training arc. 2 years later after training, Goku is still hyping up Black Frieza's power, showing he still is yet to be able to reach that level on his own. Think about it, after 4 months of training, Frieza was able to go from Namek Saga level all the way to, present day Goku and Vegeta, during Resurrection F after achieving Super Saiyan Blue. Frieza's even become so strong to the point where he's actually closing in on the power of the Gods of Destruction, which obviously includes Beerus. To add context, Beerus is somebody who Goku and Vegeta have been chasing for 10 years straight. They've had to go through the trouble of learning how to use God Chi, and now even stepping into the realm of the divine and learning how to use Ultra Instinct and Ultra Ego. All of this and Goku and Vegeta only still considered in the realm of the Destroyers, while Frieza is literally close to their power. But yeah, 10 years of intense training in the Room of Spirit and Time. You can only imagine the full depth of Frieza's power at this point. Now how Goku and Vegeta are going to catch up to him, we still yet to see, feel me? And who knows if he even showed the extent of his full power against them. And now circling back to the point I made earlier, Frieza also knows about the fusion dance and just how powerful Goku and Vegeta can become when they become one being. This would mean that Frieza would have to take into account how strong Gogeta was and obviously aim to surpass that power. And just based on how much the fusion amps him, he would also have to aim to surpass any hypothetical fusions they may do in the future when they face him again. Also means that he would have to be able to come up with a rough estimate of how much Goku and Vegeta could potentially grow in the future to prepare for any possible fusions they may do. Meaning that a hypothetical fusion between Goku and Vegeta at the end of the Granola arc wouldn't have even been enough. Put it into perspective, he went from being Super Saiyan Blue Goku level during the TOP all the way to now he's literally on the level or close to the level of Beerus. He literally got a fusion level amp and then some. You feel me? That's actually crazy. And then Frieza was able to learn a skill that Goku and Vegeta after all this time still haven't been able to perfect. Frieza was actually able to find balance in that time chamber. He's literally just shown to be a genetic freak who's shown to be able to get stronger than anyone else when he really puts his pride aside and decides to actually train. I'd say Frieza's potential is literally only second to Broly. That's about it. And then he's able to pick up on and learn skills that even Goku and Vegeta haven't been able to learn all this time when they've been training way longer than Frieza. And he's just shown to be able to gauge Goku and Vegeta's growth rate and determine how much he needs to grow in response to that. In conclusion, Frieza is literally just a genetic freak and a genius fighter who's able to pick up on things really quickly. Despite being a novice when it comes to training, he was able to pick up on skills that even Goku and Vegeta haven't picked up on yet. So just combine his crazy potential with his crazy ability to train, and it's no telling how strong this nigga could become. He can easily surpass a guy like Beerus, if I'm being honest. But who knows, if Beerus really puts his mind to it, who knows how strong he can become. This is gonna be the end of the video though. If you think the video is tough, hit that like button. If you wanna come back for more future vids, hit the sub button. It's that simple. But I'm gonna see y'all boys in the next one. Peace.